Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Random Video Game Repair. Alright William, what game are we going to be working on today? Okay, disc-based games. Let's grab the disc-based games and see if we can fix them. Alright, we've got several different games to choose from, mostly Wii, but let's see which one we're gonna go for. The first game we're going to be working on is Mario Kart Wii. Mario Kart Wii. Now, the thing with these disc-based games, usually there's two problems. It's either can't be read or it is cosmetically damaged. And by cosmetically damaged, I'm talking about slight scuffs, slight marks, little things like that will make it less desirable to own, to purchase, and to sell. So we're going to try to get these games in perfect condition or near mint, and we will break out the JFJ Easy Pro disc buffing machine. We also have to clean this case off because it's a little bit dirty. And it has a little bit of yellowing, but it's not horrible. I think it's passable. And let's open it up. We got the manual. The manual has seen better days. Don't know if we'd be able to do much about this. I think we'll just leave it as it is. And the case is in fine shape. We can reuse that. We can actually take this out as well. And the artwork looks fine. I thought it looked a little yellow up here, but it looks fine. Nothing too damaged. No signs of water damage, so we should be okay with that. We can clean this up in a moment. Now let's check out the most important thing on a disc-based game, the disc. And flip it over. And this one is looking rather bad. That is looking nasty. Look at how many scratches and scuffs there are. Wow. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this case. Now, to clean the case up, I think we're just going to take some isopropyl alcohol. Just a little bit of 91% isopropyl alcohol. Clean it up. Every little bit counts. Every little bit helps when you're trying to sell a game. I want it to be in the best condition, because all these games will try to sell on eBay at some point. And that's looking okay. Still got some issues up top here. I don't know if this is on the inside of the plastic. Sometimes we can open these up. Yeah, so we got it on the inside of the plastic here. So we're just going to clean this off a little bit. And that's looking a little bit better. Still a few little marks. There we go. Fairly decent. Of course, we won't even see those when the artwork's in there anyways. So there we go. Not bad. A few little marks like that right there. But not horrible. All right, let's take our attention to this disc. So now one trick we can do. We can take a light source here. We can put the disc over the surface. And we can see if any of these marks are showing up. I think we're okay. Don't see any lights getting refracted through. All right, so now that we got the disc and looked at the condition, what we need to do first is clean it off. JFJ makes these cloths. This is the best microfiber for them. I have tried other microfiber cloths from places like Walmart, and they do not do what you would hope they would. They leave lint, and they feel like they scratch. And this one works pretty decent. So we're gonna first take some water and clean the disc up before we move. It's just normal tap water. It's not even distilled. And spritz this up. Clean this off. Make sure we get all the dirt, the dust, and debris off there before we test it and clean it. And there we go. Got all the dirt and debris off, and that is what the first wave of cleaning looks like. Still really, really bad. All right, let's go ahead and grab a Wii and test this game out. We'll see if it's cosmetic or if it actually can't be read. Both scenarios are the same. We'll clean it the same way, but at least we'll know if it's working first or not. Okay, let's test out Mario Kart Wii. See if it works. And it actually is working. So it looks like we just have cosmetically flawed discs today, or a disc today. Let's make sure it goes into its full thing. Yep, looks like it's working okay. Somebody already has saves on this Wii. And yeah, it looks like it's working perfectly fine, which is quite surprising, actually. Of course, with these discs, we could still get pretty far and have just one sector not work. You know, maybe it'll freeze on a one specific course. But it is working 100% fine, so we are just looking at pure cosmetic issues, which is fine. It's the same procedure if it was not working at all. But if it wasn't reading, we would take a little bit of a different approach. We might even use a sanding disc if it wasn't working. Of course, that is assuming that it wasn't just a quick polish that needs to be done, but we will take care of that momentarily. I will confirm that it actually does go 100% into erase just for pure 100% thoroughness. And it is working perfectly fine, so yeah, we have confirmed 100% that it is just purely cosmetic issues and nothing really serious. I don't know if I'm getting any volume off the Wii right now, but that's okay, I'll figure that later. Alright, now we need to set up the Easy Pro Cleaner. And here we go, the JFJ Easy Pro Cleaner. We will be doing this the same way we did it last time. We're gonna just turn the machine on, the orange light down there. We're gonna do 1 minute intervals. But before we get this prepped, we're gonna need to open this up. So we got our spindle to hold it in place, and I do like using these rubber grommets. It's stretchy, it's rubbery, and it will slip over this area here where we fit the disc in so it doesn't leave any swirl marks on the disc. So we got our pad here. I like to spray these down with some water, get them wet, and I think it helps with the swirl marks. And just get it nice and pre-moistened with just a few spritzes of water. Now we're good to go. Put that on into a place. And now we'll get our disc. And when let's look at this thing. All right. Now we just take our disc and we're going to put it into place up here. And we'll take our little rubber grommet thing and fit this over the spindle here. Make sure it fits all the way down so it's a buffer between the machine and everything else. Then we'll take our plastic nut here and screw this down. Make sure it's nice and tight. And it actually is not quite on there right, so we got to make sure that it goes on level. If it goes on uneven, then it's just going to mess things up. Then make sure it's nice and tight, not too tight, just enough. And that should be fine. Go ahead and clean this off just a teeny bit more. Now, we have to put our compound on the pad here. So I use some Meguiar Ultimate Compound, and it is on this type of Ultimate Compound Color Clarity Restorer. And this stuff works really good, and it replaces the compound that comes with these JFJ Easy Pro machines. So we're just going to take some, and we're going to put our machine on, and we're going to just take some of the stuff, and we're going to do a dollop right here, and a little bit down here. A little bit over here, a little bit over here. Might not need that much, but I like to just spread it around. This bottle's like 10 bucks for the whole thing, maybe 15. Now what we do, we just make sure everything's steady and right. And we push this down into place. Then we hit 1 minute. This will go around and do all the buffing for us. And that has been 1 minute of the compound. And here we go. Already we can see quite a dramatic difference. And we'll just go ahead and buff the compound off real quick. And there we go. Now, usually I used to do it where I would just do the compound, but I'm actually going to do the polish too. So this is our step 1 procedure. And we got to do step 2 now, which is replacing the polish, again with some Meguiar Ultimate Polish. And this will do the second compound. I think it's number 1 compound or number 2 compound first. I forget the order when you do it with the supplies, but this is the second stuff. So this is the Ultimate Polish. And it replaces the polish from the JFJ stuff. It's kind of subjective how much you want to add. A lot of it gets spun off at first anyways. So we just go ahead and add this there. We'll go ahead and hit this up. And the polish we're going to do for 1 minute as well. Now that this has been done for 1 minute of the compound, 1 minute of the polish, this should be okay. We can come back and do it again if we have to, but we already know the game works, so we're just getting it to a cosmetically good condition now. Turn the machine off, pop the lid open. And as we can already tell, this is looking pretty snazzy. We got that little trail, but we don't know if that trail right there on the right side, if this is a scratch or if it's just a little bit of compound. Let's go ahead and try it and see what it looks like just real quick. That might be a scratch. In fact, that is a scratch. So still got that scratch right there, so we might have to do this a couple more times. Let's look and see. We'll go ahead and take it out and use some water, and we're going to just check and see how this looks overall, because we do have that scratch there. So I'm gonna have to do this a couple more times. We'll try. We'll see. All right, let's take a look at this now and see how it looks before we even take it one step further. go ahead and clean this off. Let's do dry first. So we're just going to go ahead and clean all this compound off, clean off the polish off. And we definitely have some issues still. It's not looking bad, it's looking 10 times better than it was. Let's go ahead and clean this off again. You see all that water pooling up now? Okay, let's take a look at this now. And there it is, right after all that. Now, a lot of these scuffs and scratches have been taken care of, but they're still having some issues. And that looks really good compared to what it was. But it still don't like that one on the right. Okay, so now, usually I don't go farther than this, but this one's being a bit more tricky. So we're gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and do one more polish, one more compound. If the compound doesn't work, we're gonna have to head it up with a little bit of sanding, I think. So let's go ahead and do this one step at a time. One more round of polish, one more round of compound, and then we'll see how that scratch looks. If it still looks dramatic, we're gonna go ahead and try the sandpaper. And we're gonna do this for 2 minutes with the compound. Alright, the 2 minutes are up. Let's check out and see how this looks now. I don't see anything yet, so I think that 2 minutes might have been a good idea. Let's go ahead and do the polish for 2 minutes too. This might mess it up or might make it awesome, who knows. Okay, we've gotten the polish on there for 2 minutes exactly. Let's go ahead and check it out. It looks pretty decent to me. I don't see any of those scratches yet. All right, let's go ahead and take it off and see how it looks once we got the water on there. All right, let's take a look at this before we remove that polish and compound. Don't see any scratches yet. Let's do the dry clean first. I don't know if you should go in a circular motion or a left and right. I know that sometimes you don't want to dust, debris, dirt to make scuffs or scratches. Got still like something down here, it looks like. It's very thin. All right, so let's take a look at the dry first. That is not horrible. So now, that's looking really good, honestly. We still see something down there in that bottom. It's ever so slightly down here. But it's not horrible. Now, here's the thing. I am a perfectionist. So I see that little itty bitty scratch, and I'm like, well, if you tilt the camera like this, or you get this light, you know, okay, oh, wait, no, you'll see something there. Oh no, there's a scratch. But if we tilt this like this, if we pop this out and we go, I mean, we see a little bit there, right? If you take this and you get, I mean, these lights are pretty, you know, ridiculous. Let me see. Will this show up if we just do this? No, I mean, yeah, a little bit, but it's like, if you bought this game, I don't think you're going to have that big of a problem with it. I don't think you'd have a problem with that, would you guys? It looks beautiful from what it was, and it is plain. So I just had a look at that scratch a little closer, and it is a little bit funky, because it does look a little jagged, like it's something that was scratched. Like it's very, it's like a little broken up, so it definitely is a scratch. I'm not sure what to think about that. I mean, it works, it looks like it should work perfectly fine, but I am a little concerned about that, so. I think if you got this game, you'd probably be pretty happy. And it really is difficult to find that scratch at times, so I think we're okay. I do, if you haven't guessed already, I am definitely a classic case overthinker, and I just want to make sure that the game is going to be good and not have any problems. So that's all. That's why I kind of overthink things and get a little fixated on it and just try to make sure everything is going to be good for the next person down the line. So let's go ahead and test it out one more time. It is working perfectly fine. I mean, even before we had that, it was working, which is kind of surprising. Uh-oh. There we go. We just got an error has occurred. Okay, so then it is the disc that is having more issues, unless it is the Wii. I'm going to assume that it's the disc. So, is that scratch more of a problem than we thought? Or is it the Wii? Because this Wii's kind of old too. Huh. Wii's not wanting to power off. Maybe it is the Wii. It's a possibility. This thing sounds like it's had better days. Let's try it again. Just make sure that wasn't a fluke. Could be, like I said, it could be this Wii's laser could be dying, or the motors. Sounds a little weird. Sounds really quiet now. Yeah, this is not being read at all. So maybe the Wii just died. Unable to read disk. Okay, now that's interesting. Well, let's try the Just Dance real quick. That's actually a good sign, because that either means that the disc is perfectly fine and it's the Wii, or the disc does need more, it has more issues. And in that case, we would have to sand it. But I would rather have myself find this out than somebody that bought it. Now, if this works 100% fine, it could still be that disc. It doesn't really make sense that it's the disc. I'm putting my money on the Wii. Even if this Just Dance game works, it still could be the Wii's laser. This thing came out in 2006, and this one's a little iffy. Okay, now that one's starting up fine. So why isn't this one working now? Still could be that scuff. Make sure we don't have any fingerprints, nothing else we're not seeing. Alright, let's try this disc again. Now with this thing having issues, we're going to have to test it a lot before we sell it. Because, again, I do not want to send this to someone and have them have a lemon of a game. Okay, so it is working now. So maybe that was a glitch. That might have been just the sensor getting bad or dying or something. That's always the thing. I'm going to have to look at all my Wiis. I've got a couple Wiis, but they're kind of in rough shape. I do have a Wii U, but I'd have to find all the cables for that. Although it does have HDMI, so that could make some sense. Right now we're going from HDMI into composite. So let's see, will it still have issues? So it looks like it's working perfectly fine. So we're expecting to see something drop out, maybe like crash and give us an error. But so far it looks perfectly fine. Sometimes it just takes one bad sector for the game to stop working, so that's a big concern. But usually if it's got through all this, it should be fine. So it might have been the Wii that was the issue. The game's working perfectly fine, so maybe it was just a glitch. Yeah, not doing too good on the Mario Kart. Okay, well, that works fine. So I guess we're okay then. What I might end up doing is I might do a fair bit more of testing on this and probably try the Wii U at some point, but I'm going to call it good for now and assume that it is working okay, because right now that Wii is not making that grinding noise. Maybe it'll work making now. It was making a lot more noise, so maybe the disk drive was having some issues. But I'm going to call this one good, because I think that this is pretty dang diddly darn good, especially compared to what it was. But I'm probably going to have to fuss with that scratch. We'll see. If I have any more issues with this disc, maybe I'll make a second video. But in the meantime, I think we're okay. I'm still bothered by that scratch down there. Like I want someone to get a game and go, oh nice, no problems whatsoever. Now, if the game has a few slight scratches, it's probably not that big of a deal. If it's just cosmetic, then it's not that big of a deal. But how much is Mario Kart for the Wii? Well, let's find out. Alright, and after a little bit of research, it is one of those games that is really funny. People love this game, and even it has the manual. It has just a little bit of scratching. If it was in 100% perfect condition, no problems whatsoever, it would probably be worth $35. But because it has that small little scratch, maybe we'll see. I'm thinking probably anywhere between $25 and $35. And some people were selling just the disc for $30. So it's one of those games that it's got a lot of intrinsic value for the Wii. So if intrinsic value is the correct word, I'm not sure. But anyways, I think we're good to go. I probably will do a lot of testing with this disc in particular, but if you don't hear back from me about it, it was fine and I was overthinking things. And the Wii is junk, who knows. Or if it doesn't work and it's got some more issues, then maybe we'll dump right back in here and throw it on the sanding pad thing and get it sanded down and then buff it. Who knows? We could do that anyways, and maybe we will too. Maybe I'll think about it, take some time to think about it. But in the meantime, thank you guys for watching. God bless, and we'll see you in the next one. Alright, so actually I have an update. The game was tested by me and Amanda, and it actually worked perfectly fine, no issues at all. So I decided to throw it up on eBay for $27.95. And it sold within like 3 minutes. Very, very, very fast. So The game was tested. It's fine. That scratch was just cosmetic, and it has sold already. And I took pictures of the scratch too, so the person bought it. So we'll see. Hopefully they will not return it. Obviously, I don't know why I'm being so negative. I guess I am a paranoid optimist. So so we were overthinking things, and it is completely fine, and we got a game sold, so that's good. Anyways, that is what we are at. We are done. Thank you guys for watching, and God bless.